Cancer, whoever this person is, whatever has happened recently, I promise you they're going to be thinking about this moment and regretting it and playing it over and over and over in their head later down this road here. So at this point in time, there's this message of just not trying to fight it, not trying to force someone to grow when they just are not capable of growing, forcing someone to have a change in perspective when they don't want to do the inner work. You know, you can't try to teach someone how to do shadow work when they don't feel like they have a shadow, right? It's almost this sense for whoever this energy, whatever this energy is, it's you've tried so hard to shape it. Well, not shape it, because that would be this extra sense of control, but you've had it try to be part of your life for a long period here, and you finally have hit this wall. Cancer, I almost called you Scorpio. You finally have hit this wall, Cancer, where you have realized that to continue pursuing this person, to continue trying to have a relationship with them, whether this is with family, friendship, you know, whatever the case, there's something that in your life that you really tried your hardest. Cancer, you might have even done a lot of personal shadow work within yourself due to the situation, due to whatever this constant cycle that's been showing up in your life here, and you always end up at the same result here, Cancer, in this place of where you realize that you kind of have to be in this place of doing your own thing. You have this Nine of Pentacles energy right now, Cancer, where you need to start thinking like a lone wolf. It's this sense of where you can see the potential in all these different wolves that are around you, because you can, you know, you have this like wolf pack aspect where it's like, oh, the more of us, the merrier, we can grow together, so on and so forth. And so there's a situation in your life that you, unfortunately, but I relate to it so much, Cancer, you had such a wholesome view of it, and I think it bothers you so much of where you realize that this person, this situation just isn't going to change, it isn't improving. Well, you have done all this personal work on yourself in the past few years, you've gone through the dark night of the soul, Cancer. There's people in your life that don't even consider that. And I think it's a hard pill for you to swallow because of how much you have really worked on yourself and invested in yourself and tried to invest into this situation. It's a tough pill for you to swallow, that it doesn't matter what it is that you can do with that, you can't change it. But the one thing you can change, Cancer, is your own circumstances, is your own environment. And I see you getting to that place, you know, and I'm not going to downplay, Cancer, the pain that you're going through right now, the frustration, just whatever the feelings you're feeling, allow yourself to have those feelings, Cancer. But I promise you a better day is coming. You have the Sun card, as I showed just beforehand, for you, Cancer, which represents clarity coming into your life. The Sun represents abundance. The Sun also has symbology in the, I even have my ears ringing right now, so I know I'm hitting something good. The Sun represents, Cancer, also the symbology of children. So it really does seep into like this inner child, this wounded inner child healing your inner child here. Yeah, I get this suspicion for you, Cancer. Family was not really family in the way that they should be for you. That's something that just intuitively here, I feel like there's like this sense here where you have had to fight on your own. You've had to, with that Strength card in the reverse, it's almost as if you have always felt like you've been fighting a losing battle, because it's like no matter what it is that you do, no matter how it is you change, what you work on here, it's always not enough. It's always this sense of leaving with more problems than what you first came with, right? And so I see this unfortunate situation for you, Cancer, where you choose to let go. All right, you choose to, and there's this interesting sense here, Cancer, of where I don't see the sense of like finality. So it really leads me to believe this might be speaking about like family or like friendships. It's like you're finally calling a spade, Cancer, and rather than confronting it anymore, you're just like, oh, you don't want to text me, but you want to post on your stories or you know, whatever people are doing. Like you want to be petty. It's fine. You can go be petty on your own in your own arena because you're not engaging, Cancer. And I think this might be some advice for some of you as well. You can just click off right now, Cancer, if you don't want to hear this. But like intuitive message that I'm hearing that came in very strongly. I'm usually never transparent about the channeling aspect of my tarot readings here. But Archangel Michael came in very strongly right now of this message of understanding, Cancer, where you see a situation for what it is, and rather than confronting it, you put a bookmark on it, and you can decide when you want to unpack it, if you even want to unpack it later. But right now for you, it's more so important for you, Cancer, to be that Nine of Pentacles, because your spiritual team is trying to show you a direction of independence. All right. But you may not be able to see that until you have that mind shift. Is that the word? Mindset shift. That mindset shift where you no longer keep trying to make a bunch of wolves be part of a wolf pack, where you understand that they want to do their own thing. So allow them. You go do your thing, because the very same thing that you try to bring other people along with you, because there's this beautiful life that I see you creating, Cancer. All right, y'all are my passionate folks. Y'all are like my artists, Cancer. I kind of see you in like the imagery I'm being shown is like someone on a stage and they're giving their thanks to people. And when you are on that stage, Cancer, giving your thanks for those that were around you, I don't see you listing their names. I see you getting on the stage and saying, I want to thank Cancer because it was me that was my own savior. It was me that was my own cheerleader. Even though you tried to give the opportunity for other folks to be your cheerleader and they didn't want to, in fact, they made it a negative, you had to learn it for yourself. You're like, okay, I'm going to use this as a redirection here. You woke up, Cancer. I feel like you finally have woken up in terms of, I don't know if it was like a very specific painful cycle with family or a specific relationship, Cancer, or you have just overall, it could be a little bit of both, of just waking up to how this next season of your life, I don't want to speak in forevers because I don't believe in forevers, but this next season of your life, Cancer, where you're riding solo, where you accept that the wolf pack that you're trying to create with the physical reality with these folks is more like your focus needs to be more on creating your wolf pack with your spiritual team. Now, I know, Cancer, this couldn't go into sounding like, you know, being like a schizo or what have you, but I really see the Cancer that gets really in tune with their higher self, at the very least, God, what you align with. And you allow that to be your guiding light, your guiding star, who you confide into. Those are the Cancers that are going to be successful. Those are the Cancers that are going to be stepping up on that stage to give their acceptance speech. That's what I see, at least here, Cancer. Continuing on. I was going to introduce myself, Cancer. I guess I'll just do it real quick. If you don't know, already know me. My name is SimplyVelca. I've been reading tarot cards for 12 years. What makes my tarot readings a little bit different than others as well. Yes, I'll talk about the good things, but I also like to give you a place of how you go from point A to point B to claim those good things, right? Because what purpose is hearing the good stuff if you don't know how to claim it, obviously. So I'm here for your breakthrough, Cancer. I'm the type of tarot reader that's here for your breakthrough, not to just tell you some fluffy stuff. So, darling, if you already been watching me up until this point, obviously, like, I'm the type of tarot reader for you. But, you know, it feels a little bit rude to be telling y'all about yourself, Cancer, and not me to introduce myself. I'm also a Cancer rising. Yeah, continuing on here, Cancer. You have this Hanged Man. So this is where later down the road, Cancer, the perspective swap is going to happen. Like, it starts with you. Like, it starts with you, just like when you're breaking like a generational traumas or curses, what have you, like whatever the terminology is. Like, it starts with one person, and then that one person can be the one that creates the movement. You are the one that starts the movement, Cancer. You are the first one that wakes up. All right. I'm not trying to give you some type of God complex, but you are the one that wakes up, that has an aha moment to a situation in your life. And you're like, okay, I'm going to act accordingly. All right. The devil's going to have that same aha moment, but they're going to be having their aha moment after you've had your aha moment and you're already living life. Because while you are the one giving your acceptance speech, Cancer, this devil is going to be in the crowd and they're going to be sitting there. It's like, oh, I can't wait until Cancer says my name and thanks me. And then they have the gag of their life where once the getting starts getting good for you, right? With that Ace of Pentacles, because your life is going to get really good sooner than what I think you expect, even, Cancer, even if you were to be an optimist right now, sooner than what popped in your head. I'm willing to bet. But it does require you to have that hanged man moment as well, obviously, right? You can't continue doing the same things, no changes, and expect a change, you know? But once you have, like, you have the prize in your hand when this devil has the wake up moments like, oh, they didn't thank me. And so I don't see this as like a confrontation outright here, Cancer. I see you calling a spade, seeing a problematic person as problematic, seeing an obstacle as the obstacle. Girl, I just realized it wasn't in focus. I apologize. Seeing it for what it is. And then you just keep living life. Because as you are opening your heart up to other people, other opportunities here, this devil is going to be trying to come back into your life and be like, oh, Cancer, is there any other space for me? Is there any way that you can find it in your heart to love me again? I'm ready, right? But you were ready now. You were ready 3 years ago. Now they want to come in when you have the Ace of Pentacles, the trophy in your hand already? I don't think so. You know, Cancer, I'm really happy about where things are going for you. Life is really going to start speeding up once you adopt a little bit more once you adopt the understanding that this is a season of single player actions, Cancer, if you're into video games, rather than trying to make this a multiplayer game right now. There's going to be moments in your life where it's a multiplayer game, but there's also going to be those chapters, which you're in one now, where you ride solo. And I have the sneaking suspicion, Cancer, you'll catch yourself in the same toxic cycles with the same type of attributes but different people if you try to bring other people along with you. All right. I see friction. I see the same repetitive cycles again. Should you try to be like, oh, Spirit, are you sure? Maybe I can, have this come up. Like, no, this is very much so you, yourself, and you, Cancer, and your spiritual team, God, what you believe in. So yeah, Cancer, this is the tarot reading that I have for you. Hopefully something in here resonated. If it did, you can book a private tarot reading with me, linked down below on my website, SimplyVelca.com, Cancer, and I'll talk to you later, darling. Bye, friend.